David, it's good to see you in person, finally, get a chance to meet. So it's exciting. Glad to have you here, and really want to know, NBA being a longstanding partner of the Green Sports Alliance, it's an honor and a privilege to work with you guys, and you guys are doing such fantastic work in this environmental and sustainability, issues that we're facing today. So let's focus. So tell us about what you're doing around voting and what you've been, the NBA's been doing to actually help support the voting.
Of course, Roger. Thank you for having me. I know it's a pleasure to see you as always. And the NBA family just believes in the power of civic engagement and voting. Right now around the country, NBA and WNBA teams, players, and coaches are coming together and taking action in support of nonpartisan efforts to expand voting access and encourage civic engagement. Expanding voting access is absolutely critical to ensuring that every American can safely cast a ballot and have their voice heard. Because as we all know, the pandemic has created unprecedented challenges for election administrators nationwide, including a nationwide shortage of poll workers and the closure of many polling places. So NBA teams have stepped up. Right now we have 21 NBA teams and 6 G League teams that are utilizing their facilities to host early voting, voting on election day, ballot counting, poll worker trainings, nonpartisan voter registration events, and more. Last week, 7 NBA teams and 2 G League teams welcomed voters for the first time. And this week, another 7 will open their doors to voters to cast their ballots early. We're also partnering with Power the Polls to help recruit a new generation of poll workers to ensure that every American who shows up to vote can attend and cast their ballot at a voting location that is well staffed and well managed to decrease wait times. So for us, the second component of our work in the voting space really focuses on fan engagement. We're mindful of the platform that we have and the voices of our players and teams to help inspire fans to get engaged and to help promote accurate information that helps people vote. So that looks like a series of partnerships with leading nonpartisan organizations like When We All Vote, I Am a Voter, Vote.org, More Than a Vote, the NAACP, LDF, and more, all working to encourage fans to register, become poll workers, complete the census, and ultimately cast their ballot. So a few examples of what this looks like is, during Game 1 of the NBA Finals, we actually welcomed President Obama, as well as 15 former NBA champions who sat in a virtual fan section alongside first-time poll workers from More Than a Vote and the NAACP LDF. It was kind of a surprise gathering for the poll workers, and President Obama welcomed the group to thank them for their service and encourage other folks to sign up to become poll workers. And in the 3 days, following that event, more than 10,000 new people signed up to work the polls with More Than a Vote and the NAACP LDF. And so that's a good example of how we're looking to use our platforms to, just help connect our fans with opportunities to expand access to voting and to ultimately cast their ballot. We've also partnered to participate in National Black Voter Day, an effort that was led by the National Urban League and BET to help mobilize the African American community to cast their ballot on the same day that the first 2 states opened early vote around the country. Also took action on National Voter Registration Day, which is a nationwide nonpartisan effort in September that encourages Americans to get registered, to take the first step in the civic engagement process and help kind of demystify some of the questions around voter access and eligibility. And as you know, Roger, if you tuned into the NBA playoffs, you couldn't watch a game without seeing a PSA or a broadcast live read, courtside signage, and other things that helped encourage our fans to make their voting plan by visiting vote.nba.com and ultimately get engaged and cast their ballots this election. And I actually think we have one of our PSAs ready to roll, so we could show the PSA.
We're in a time where we need to use our voice.
I'm gonna challenge all my NBA guys to try to get our entire teams registered to vote.
It starts with us as voters to put those people in position to do the right thing.
My reason for voting is the youth.
Generations of African Americans fought for the right to vote.
We got to do our part
continuing to push the envelope.
This is everybody's country, and I want to make a difference.
Make sure you go vote. Our voice matters.
Fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. And so I could feel the energy, I can feel the authentic nature of what you guys have done to kind of create these opportunities. But kind of give me, some feel of the why. Why is this important to the NBA and why you guys have stepped into this leadership position?
Of course. I mean, essentially, Roger, we view this as our civic duty. Our society and our democracy works best when everyone can have their voices heard. And, it's 2020, and as we as a society are dealing with COVID-19 and, the ongoing impacts of systemic racism, we feel we all have a responsibility to step up and find ways to support one another. And in everything we do collaboratively with our players and teams, and we really try to lead with our values. So this is no different. We're essentially trying to do our part and help encourage folks to get engaged.
Absolutely. And then my thought is, how are people reacting? Like the coaches, the players, and the fans and others, how are they reacting to what you're doing? What are you hearing?
Well, I got to tell you, Roger, the leadership we have seen from NBA and WNBA players, coaches, and teams has been really inspiring. I think it's safe to say that this is not just another CSR initiative for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a personal, passion point for many members of the NBA and WNBA family, and it's something that we're really committed to doing well. And I think of Hawks head coach Lloyd Pierce, who just last week was at the State Farm Arena on the first day of early voting in Atlanta with a mask on, just undercover volunteering to help check in voters, make sure everyone had what they needed to get their vote cast. And he was there alongside more than 200 Atlanta Hawks employees that were there for the same reason. Mm-hmm. I think about Mo Bamba from the Orlando Magic, who's 7'1", a great young player in the NBA, and he signed up to work the polls on election day. And I think he may be the tallest poll worker in the country on election day. But so far, the reports we're hearing from fans are very positive too. Short wait times at our arenas, really positive voting experience, social distancing, all the health and safety measures that we put in place. And so we're optimistic that folks are receiving it well and taking advantage of this important moment.
Absolutely. Well, proud to be a partner with you guys. And again, outstanding. Congratulations on all the great work, and really appreciate the opportunity to have this conversation. Thanks, David.
Thank you so much, Roger.